Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first official Infamous training video. I wanted to start off strong, so I picked fasting as today's topic, since it is the tool that I have the most experience with. Check in next time where I'm going to be talking about low carb and keto. And if you like this video, please give it a like or share it with your friends. I'd love to grow this channel, so let's get to it. Fasting is by far my favorite lifestyle habit because of how simple it is. You simply reduce your calorie intake to zero for a strategic amount of time. Most people do 16 hours fasted and then you eat for 8, but it's all up to you. It's extremely customizable to your lifestyle. You can move your feeding window to whenever is convenient for you, and you can go at your own pace. Now I know, you're probably already saying, shouldn't I eat every 2 hours to keep my metabolism up? Or shouldn't I eat first thing in the morning so I can start my metabolism early on? And both of these responses are based off of misleading information. So let's talk about your metabolism. Everyone throws out the word metabolism, but most people don't actually understand what this means or what it implies for your body. Your metabolism consists of two things: anabolism, which is the storage of mass, and catabolism, which is the destruction of mass. Anabolism and catabolism are constantly happening in your body at different times, and we can use food as a way to manipulate which of the two processes we want to take over at the time being. Now, in most cases, people are looking to lose weight when they turn to fasting, so that's what I'm going to focus on for today. And in general, I don't recommend fasting for people who have a typically fast metabolism, and for them I would actually recommend a higher frequency meal schedule, especially if they want to gain weight. Alright, so we're going to take a look at catabolism. So this is the destruction or catabolizing of tissue in the body. A lot of people get scared when they hear catabolism because they think they're going to lose muscle mass. There's no reason for this fear, however, because our bodies have evolved to still function without food. How would any of our ancestors have survived a time of food scarcity if they would lose all of their muscle after not eating for a few hours or a few days even? The reason this is the case is due to hormonal balances at play while your body is in a fasted state. Your body will compensate for the lack of food by boosting up your HGH, glucagon, and norepinephrine, otherwise known as adrenaline. Now this is literally the perfect chemical cocktail for weight loss. HGH to protect your muscle mass, glucagon to keep your blood sugar stable, and norepinephrine to give you more energy and act as a stimulant. And if all of that wasn't enough reason to fast, it's even been shown to facilitate autophagy, which is the breakdown of damaged cells to rebuild them with new material. So what fasting really does is keep your body catabolic by not eating in those windows. We want to keep our body catabolic because that means we're destroying mass or losing weight. And since our muscles are protected during the fast, the weight comes from our fat stores. When you eat, your body gets anabolic, so we limit the amount of time that our body spends anabolic throughout the day. Now let's talk about what I believe is the biggest hormone at play when we talk about weight loss, or even more so weight gain: insulin. As mentioned before, fasting for weight loss relies on strategic control of our hormonal balance. Think of hormones as being signals that tell your body what to do, and the way we control those signals is by using food, or more importantly, by not using food. Insulin specifically is anabolic, but remember, we want to be catabolic, so we want to control our insulin release. Many people in the United States are actually insulin resistant, which is due to the constant consumption of high carbohydrate foods, which leads to constant spiking of blood sugar. Your body will naturally try to lower your blood sugar by releasing insulin. Insulin is an anabolic hormone, so it stores mass rather than destroy it, so it starts storing that sugar as fat. And just like any other chemical that our body is exposed to, we start building up a resistance to it. So your body becomes more resistant to your own insulin that you're producing every time you eat. So to compensate for this, it makes even more insulin because it can't just leave that sugar in your bloodstream. Insulin resistance, and in turn the overproduction and release of insulin in the body, has been shown to have disastrous effects on our health. Heart disease, diabetes, and countless metabolic diseases have been linked to this over-release of insulin in our body. Food has innate chemical consequences on our body, especially if we abuse it. It's a vicious cycle. The only way to break the cycle is by not eating anything at all for those strategic amounts of time. By restricting all food for an extended period of the day, you are also restricting your insulin for that portion of the day. This control of your insulin also makes your body prioritize burning fat for fuel rather than carbs. Even other diets such as keto or low carb in general also rely upon this inhibition of insulin in order to cause weight loss in the body. And these diets also pair up very well with fasting since they restrict your insulin even when you are eating. But I'm going to talk about keto and low carb in the next video if you guys are interested. So now that we got the science behind fasting down, how do we apply it to our own life? Here's where you and your specific needs come in. I normally recommend people who are just starting to only fast for 12 hours of the day. This is relatively easy because it includes your 8 hours of sleep, since you're not eating during that time. So you really just have to go 4 hours of your waking day without food. But it has to be consecutive. Your fasting period must go straight through. This is the most important part. For example, you could fast from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. the next morning to start out. Once you get comfortable with that, try reducing your eating window by an hour. So now you'd only eat for 11 hours of the day and fast for 13. Once again, as you get comfortable with that, you can then shorten the eating window down again and progress that way. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and I can't emphasize that enough. Take your time and make these changes gradually so that give yourself a much easier time to adjust and thrive. Just like anything else in life, it will be tough at first, but it gets way easier. Let's think about when you like to eat as well. I personally love eating at night. I don't particularly get hungry during the day, so it works out perfectly for me to fast until nighttime. Maybe for you it's the opposite. Maybe you mostly get hungry during the morning. No problem. Just shift your eating window to the morning or early afternoon and then fast at night. Fasting is extremely flexible and you should use that to your advantage. As far as what to do while fasted, it's very simple. Do not eat anything. Only drink water, or if you absolutely must, drink black tea or black coffee. No sugar, no cream, no nothing. Technically, you shouldn't drink anything with artificial sweeteners either, although it depends on which chemical they use because some have been shown to spike insulin, but to be safe, just avoid them altogether during fasting times. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please, if you like this kind of content, or if you like this one specifically, give it a like, subscribe. I'm new on YouTube, so I could definitely use up the help trying to get onto the algorithm. So thank you guys so much. See you on the next one.